Hey guys, welcome back to the channel once again. Kenroy here, and today of course I'm joined with Sapphire, and it feels like it's been absolutely ages since we've done a video together like this. We've managed to take some time out, spend some time with the family, and just to take a break really. I think it's really important that we do so. In our previous video that I uploaded, I was actually not feeling very well. Neither were you, Saf, at the time. The whole family came down with a bug, and yeah, we were just completely wiped out. We've since taken our time, and we're back to normal now, feeling a lot better, feeling rested, rejuvenated, and yeah, this is a video that we wanted to make for a very long time. So I think the time is right now, especially as people are thinking about around the holiday season and Christmas. Going into the new year, perhaps this is something that you can start afresh for like a New Year's resolution. And today we're going to be talking about 10 practical steps of how you can actually save money so that you can spend that money on things that you need for the family, whether it is paying for the ridiculous heating bills.
Let's not go there yet.
Yeah, I mean at the moment gas prices are just soaring, and I'm sure your gas prices and you know, your energy bills must have gone up. Or shopping for the children, you know, whether it's new uniform, you know, money going towards a holiday or some renovation. Yeah, Christmas is literally here upon us. So whatever you need that extra bit of cash for, or simply just to save, we hope that these 10 tips that we actually use ourselves, now we're only recommending them because it's something that we've done, and we hope that these tips will be able to help you.
So I just want to say thank you so much for staying with us. It means so much. We're actually celebrating 1 year.
1 year.
Brilliant, amazing how time has flown by indeed. So just want to remind you, continue to like, share, comment and subscribe. It's so nice to read all your comments week in, week out. It's really a joy to respond and, you know, just to engage with each other. So thank you so much for your love and support.
Okay guys, so let's get straight into it today, because we've got 10 of these tips that we want to share with you guys, which has been helping us to manage our finances so that we can actually make our money go further. And the first one, and I think this is a good place to start, is using a spreadsheet to calculate your income and your outgoings, so that you can actually stay on top of everything that's coming in. And Sapphire and I, we're actually working on our own spreadsheet at the moment, which we're hoping to share for anyone out there that might be finding it difficult to create their own. It will be absolutely free, and we're hoping that by the end of this video, by the time we're done filming, we'll be able to upload this. So if it's something that you're interested in, you can actually get a free download copy for yourself. But I'll let you explain this one on how it actually works, Sapphire.
Yeah, well, it's very basic. You can use, you know, an Excel spreadsheet or just a bit of pen and paper. What you really need to know is what is coming in. So what money are you getting in, be it from your salary, from any benefits, from loans, or from you know, anyone who's whatever your income is, your monthly income or weekly, however you want to look at it. And then your expenditure. So what are you spending? So be it on, you know, where you live, so rent, mortgage, your food. And it's amazing when you list down all these expenses that you have. You know, you always think, yes, I've got everything down, and then you're like, oh, there's one other thing. And then I guess with a spreadsheet, it just makes it easy because you can have different functions in there, and it just creates, if you want it by percentage, or, you know, just the basic calculation of deducting your expenditure from your income. So I quite like that, just seeing it organized and having labels and different colors, and, you know, it just generating the answer for you.
So basically, you know, get yourself a good spreadsheet. It doesn't need to be fancy. It just needs to work, where you know how much money you got coming in every month and how much you've got going out. Now there will be months when that might fluctuate. If you've got children who are in childcare, for example, some months might be more than others, and so on. But everything, whether it's your TV license or your Netflix account, whether you've budgeted for travel expenses.
And that's an important thing. It's regularly reviewing your you know, your whatever you've written down, whatever that spreadsheet is. As with everything, like even at work, you know, you're setting goals, you're setting plans that you have, but if they're good and all stored away somewhere, but if you're not regularly updating, reviewing,
things are always changing,
you know. And then another thing, we had like another tab saying what's the actual additional expenses, and that's something that we've not really sort of nailed down just yet, because you know there's always something cropping up, or you spend a £5 here, a £10 there, but you know when things aren't as
when you haven't got a lot of surplus, it's so good to see, hold on, I haven't got £300 left at the end of the month, it's actually just £35. It's like, where did all the money go? And just like that, and this is how people end up getting into debt. You use a credit card thinking next month you'll bounce back, but what you don't actually see is that this is the norm.
And see what you need to cut down on, or what can be reduced, or what direct debit you need to get rid of. Yeah, that's another video, isn't it, Kenroy?
Yeah, I mean, if you haven't seen that, I mean, we did one when we talk about this, you know, subscription economy, where you just got like so many direct debits coming out for your Netflix, your Amazon, and the list goes on and on. I'll put a link above for you to check that video out, and it really is a sobering thought to think, hold on, I could actually be saving myself hundreds of pounds every month, and over the year potentially thousands. A spreadsheet will help you to see how much you're actually spending per month, and if you do need to cancel some of those subscriptions, I highly recommend that you do so. Okay guys, we're moving on to number 2, and this one, Sapphire already started smiling when I mentioned this one.
Well, I don't know if I am.
It's about meal prepping and cooking at home. I mean, this one is a no-brainer really. What's cheaper? Going to a restaurant or buying takeaways every evening?
But it's the experience and the taste and the finesse.
Oh, listen.
And it's Christmas.
It's all well and good to have a meal every now and again. You know, I put my hands up and say that. But I mean, I'm talking about long term here, on a weekly basis. You know, perhaps you've got a family, you know, several mouths to feed. You realize very quickly that a takeaway times 2 or 3 or 4 is a lot of money. You know, we're talking about paying for some of your utilities by the end of the month. And so
when you put it like that,
and so, you know, number 2 is definitely cooking and, you know, preparing your meals at home. Here in our household, for example, Sapphire, you do most of the cooking, and obviously she can't cook as good as me, but she tries her best.
Oh, that was
okay, what have I just done? Okay, right, let me just back up again.
Should we cut that bit out? Maybe?
Yeah, we'll cut that bit out. So we have a lot of our meals prepped and cooked at home for obvious reason, because it's going to cost you a lot less to buy, you know, whether it's your produce or whatever you use, in bulk. Cook it at home. You can cook for the week, you know, put some of it in the fridge, store away, so that it becomes a lot easier to, you know, prepare the meals in the evening. Now moving on to number 3, guys, and this one is one that I take a lot of pride in, because I absolutely love recycling. If you've watched my channel for any amount of time, you must have seen something where I'm doing a DIY, buying something that's used and upcycling it. So number 3 is using second-hand items. Or generally speaking, just, you know, trying to find things that perhaps somebody else has used before, which you can repurpose or renew in some way, and getting the most out of it. A great place where you can find a lot of used items is Facebook Marketplace. A lot of the stuff that we've used over the years, we've just gone on there, and a lot of the time you may not even need it for sort of like a daily thing, but you just need an item that you use once a week maybe. You normally go out and buy it brand new, but rather than doing that, you go on a place like Facebook Marketplace and there's someone selling one that's almost brand new a lot of the time. You pay a fraction of the price for it, and then you can have it for as long as you need it. And a top tip here, once you're done with it, guess what you can actually do with it? Sell it back on. Do you remember we bought a bookshelf which was in our passageway of Facebook Marketplace for £15 for this IKEA bookshelf, which was a bargain. It was in really good condition and everything. We used it for like 2-3 years. We recently got rid of it and actually sold it back on Facebook Marketplace for £15.
Oh wow.
So, you know, that just gives you an idea. Don't be afraid to use things which are second hand.
So one thing that I do love is going to a charity shop, and we have one just at the bottom of our road. So we support Age UK. We bring our, you know, pre-loved items there, and I have a good old look round for some really good bargains, like kids' toys, Found a really nice jacket as well for Abigail, a few things for Naomi. It's quite rewarding when you find something that you want and it's at a very reasonable cost, and yeah.
It's all about saving money at the end of the day. Don't buy something brand new if you don't need it. Honestly, especially if it's just gonna go home and sit in a cupboard. We've all done it, you know. I could go around the house every now and again. I have a clear out and put stuff on eBay or, you know, on Facebook Marketplace or something, and just have a good clear out. Move those things on to somebody else to use them, and you know, you do the same by taking some things from other people, and it's just a cycle. Less stuff in the landfill as well, because things are getting used and reused. So definitely a great tip. Now moving on to number 4. Now this one again is about food, and this one is one that is often overlooked, and that's how much money we can end up spending on lunches when we go to work. Now granted, many of us might be working from home now, so that might not be as big of an issue, but for those of you who are going to work, you know, that cheeky £5 here, £10 there down by the sandwich shop, wherever it is that you have your lunch, just think twice about that, because you know, £5 every day for 5 days a week, that's like £25 per person, and if you and your partner are doing that, that's £50 a week. It can get pricey really quickly. So, you know, consider making packed lunches for work. I mean, you're pretty much an expert at this. When you used to go into work, you used to prep your lunches at home. What kind of stuff did you used to bring in, and how did you find it?
Leftovers. I brought leftovers. I bring sandwiches. Anything. A soup. Soup's my go-to. I love a soup. So this next saving tip, Kenroy's become a bit of an expert at it, and it's learning how to service your own car. So Kenroy, how has it been?
Well, I don't know about expert. I've done 2 now.
Well,
but I'm getting there. One of my friends, we done a video on this recently actually. The first time actually seeing what it's like to service a car, and I've realized it's not as complex as I thought it was. Once you got the basic tools and you've got a know-how, each car may be slightly different, but the components that you'll be, you know, buying and changing yourself, honestly, you save so much money. I'll give you an example. The last car that we serviced, which was a Vauxhall Corsa, I spent around £65 on all of the things that we needed, and this included oil, spark plug, air filter, oil filter, engine cleaner. And I was able to do this because I looked out for the sales. So I looked on the Euro Car Parts website, and I can't recommend this site enough. They're always having sales, like every month almost there's a sale on something. You get like 40 to 65% off, and that's a huge savings. So I would definitely recommend buy these items in advance, so that when it's time for you to service your car, you would have gotten them at the best price. So I basically serviced the car all in for around £70.
And how much would it have cost you if you took it to a garage?
So when we first serviced it, and this was a light service, this wasn't the full package, because a lot of time they don't change a lot of these things in the car. They just do the bare minimum, and you'll be none the wiser. And it cost around £175.
Wow.
To service the car, and that was light. Bearing in mind, I changed everything, spark plugs.
And that's a light service?
No, the one that I did was a what you'd call like a full service for £65. And if I wanted a full one, it would be excess of £200, because then they would replace like your spark plugs. The spark plugs that I took out when I serviced the Vauxhall, I don't think they've been changed in years, even though it's had several services. So it gives you an idea. They don't always replace things unless they think they need replacing, but they're still charging you for the service. So, you know, that's definitely a way in which you can save yourself some money. Learning to service your car, it's honestly, I need to get you into servicing cars.
Okay, I agree.
But honestly, anyone can do it, guys, and don't be daunted by it. So the next one, guys, is one that I'm always a huge advocate of, and this one is doing your online shopping through a website called Top Cashback. Now, if you haven't heard about Top Cashback, I'll put a link above and in the description below. I have done some videos on these before. So guys, if you haven't heard about Top Cashback, this is a website that I've been advocating for the past year. I've started using them around January. And if you haven't heard about them, I've done a couple of videos now actually on this. So I'll put a link again in the description above. Do check that out. I'll also put my referral code down below. So guys, if you haven't seen Top Cashback or used them before, please don't hesitate to check them out, because so far this year I've already saved myself over £150 just by doing my normal online shopping.
They should sponsor your video.
I agree. So if you're out there, Top Cashback, and you're watching this, you know, send some love our way, because we absolutely love the website. And like I said, I genuinely recommend it because there's no strings attached.
Wow.
You simply sign up, you go on the website, you search for a company that you want to shop with. For example, say you wanted to shop with Euro Car Parts, for example. Each company has different cashback amounts, whether it's 1%, 2%, 10%. There might be promotions on certain things. We got our mobile phone contracts through Vodafone. Rather than going directly with Vodafone, you know, we go through Top Cashback, and then they give us like £40 back.
So the next one is viewing your savings as an expenditure. So as we were mentioning earlier, where you have products, services that you have stated, you know, those are clear expenditures, but you're saving, even if it's £5 a month that you're aiming to save, whatever that is, whatever that benchmark is that you've committed to saving, list that down as an expenditure. And I think go another step further, set up a standing order to another account or to somebody else who you know you can trust, and you know, and just hold yourself accountable. But
you know, get into that mindset so that, you know, you rather not have that extra takeaway this week if it means that this expenditure needs to be paid. And what that will mean is, as the weeks and the months go on, you find that obviously your savings will go up. It will give you that peace of mind, have that safety net to know that whatever it is you were saving for is being achieved. Because trust me, it's so easy to just say, I'll put away £20 a month, and then you miss one month, you miss another month, and by the end of the year, you're nowhere near where you want to be in terms of your saving. So guys, we're nearly at the end now, and the next one, which is a great tip for actually saving yourself money, and this one is in regards to your utility bills. So you know, sometimes when you're at home and you're feeling a bit chilly, and your first protocol is to get the phone out, because nobody goes up to the wall anymore, and to open your Nest or your Hive or whatever thermostat and crank it up to, you know, warm the place up a bit. Now I think, Sapphire, you've been really good at this recently.
I've learned the hard way.
What's your experience? How can you actually save money by using things like a hot water bottle, or wearing nice comfy slippers in the house? Putting on
my tips.
Oh, go for it. I'm only doing what I've seen.
I think we should have my mum here at this point. We really have experienced some very high gas prices recently, so we're really doing our best to see how we can save and, you know, be conservative. I work from home a lot of the time, so how can I keep warm while working from home when I don't have the luxury of an office and I'm in, you know, I'm in one room? So recently I've started layering up. I've invested, as Kenroy said, into some warm snuggly slippers that I like, little boots as well, doubled up with socks, extra layers, as I said. Why not put a little blanket, get a hot water bottle, boil that, when you boil that kettle for a tea, make a hot water bottle for yourself. Another important thing is to keep movement during your day. So whether it's squats, it's press ups, I'm doing numerous challenges at the moment, but along with it getting me moving, it's also getting my heart rate up as well. And I've surprised myself. 2 days solidly now I haven't put the heating on, and before I used to put it on for a little bit, then turn it off. Wow. But you know, it does generate you know, and I'm always cold. I'm always cold, so keep hydrated, you know, make sure you're having your food, the importance of food for fuel. Yeah, because the reality is that, you know, this is the office where you normally work, and you know, you might be at home by yourself. Should you really be putting on the central heating to warm the entire 4 bedrooms upstairs and the bathroom? And then the electric ones that you plug in are also quite expensive as well.
So definitely use that. But I know from personal experience, you know, sometimes when you're in bed and you're going off to sleep, for example, and the temperature might drop during the night, it's so nice, I've now realized, to just have a hot water bottle at your feet. Okay, I'll edit that bit out. I normally just nick yours and just wait for you to fall asleep and just like scoot it over and say, I love that. But you know, really practical ways of keeping yourself warm. And if it means that, you know, 5 times out of the week you won't have to put the heating on unnecessarily. Just think of how much money you're saving, and then you can use that money to go on trips and, you know, do renovation projects and whatever it is that your family will need. We're talking about practical ways here, guys. So going hand in hand with what we just spoke about, the next one is turning off all electrical appliances and, you know, anything electrical that you don't actually need. And if you go around your house, I remember my grandma always saying this, you know, turn off those switches for things that you're not using, because, you know, they're just drawing power. And at the end of the day, you want to save money every month. You don't just want to give your money away. You wouldn't go down on the high street, for example, and just started throwing £1 over there, 10p over there, and so on and so forth. And that's essentially what we do. You know, sometimes the children are downstairs watching the TV, and, you know, they might go and have some lunch or come upstairs, and this, you know, TV will just be left on for for, you know, an hour even, and until I myself realize, or Sapphire, you know, that's money just being wasted. So if you want to save yourself some money, your energy consumption is a huge one, and I think that's something you should definitely consider.
So the 10th and final tip is to use coupons and vouchers as much as you can. So I recently got a £15 off voucher for Uber Eats. Now, who knew that you could shop for a supermarket on Uber Eats? So we spent £15 but only had to pay for delivery, which was like £3. It was a bargain. We were so happy. So we stocked up on a load of stuff. And yeah, and I get like these vouchers like every month in my promotional account within Gmail, but I never really pay attention to it. So now I've really been clued up looking at, you know, looking at these vouchers. It's so nice to get like stuff for free. Amazing.
So absolutely, you know, oftentimes when you think about, you know, spending these coupons, you would go to the shop and, you know, spend it on like a restaurant or something. But the thought came to us, why not, you know, we didn't want to eat out at any particular time, which is why we normally just leave those in the, you know, your spam bin. Why not use that to actually do some shopping, some groceries? So we actually got minus the £3 for the delivery. We managed to get £12 for absolutely free, and that's just one instance. So whenever you get coupons or wherever you get any type of cashback offers and so on, don't be afraid to utilize them, because, you know, companies are basically willing to give you money off for you to do business with them. Okay guys, so that's a wrap. We've managed to share our 10 tips on things that we actively do in our household in order to save ourselves money throughout the year. You know, by practicing these things, you know, it becomes like muscle memory, second nature. And yeah, we hope that it's been beneficial to you. And if you have found this information helpful, please don't forget to like this video, guys, and of course hit that subscribe button if you're new to our channel. We do try our best to provide, you know, regular content like this, where we share our first-hand experiences on how we actually make our money go further and work for us, in the hope that it can help you to better your family also.
As always, this is Sapphire and Kenroy saying, I'll see you when you see me.
Take care, guys.
Bye.